Welcome, everyone. I'm Alfred Lambremont Webre, and it's a great privilege to be here today with Dr. Raymond Keller, and with the good news that Dr. Raymond Keller's autobiography has just been published and will be a great launch at the UFO Conference 2.0 in Germany in May 2026. So over to you, Ray. How does it feel to have this work of yours that you have really put so much in is finally now published and up on Amazon and will be out there? Yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Weber. It's a great privilege to be here with you and to share this information. Yes, I'm very proud of this autobiography. It's a culmination of 2 years plus several months of effort. Every morning when I got up, I sat down at the computer, starting with my pre-existence before even arriving on Earth, and started to write this comprehensive autobiography. And I know that many people will connect with it. And I share many experiences that I've had in the metaphysical realm. And I know that it will help others make the connections, connect the dots, and help them to develop the powers that are latent within them so that they too can make these connections with our extraterrestrial and ultra-dimensional friends out there.
Oh, so uh, this way, the UFO conference we have heard is going to be one of the largest in the world, so that people now will be able to look at the work of your life as an extraordinary. I know that you shared there how you felt that your life, you were being prepared throughout your entire life to really end up as the official Venus historian, so designated and approved by the democratically elected leader of Venus, the Queen of Venus. So, how does it feel now to have that finally in the year 2026? You're going to be debuted at the largest UFO disclosure conference in the world in Germany.
Well, this is truly a great honor, and it's a culmination of my work as a Venus historian and author of many UFO and paranormal books. And especially during this time of disclosure and the Disclosure 2.0 conference. And it's a very important conference with an important message, connecting spirituality with the nuts and bolts ufology, that both of these are two sides of the same coin. And so we've come a long way in the field of ufology, and I'll be there with Bob Spearing, who is the International Sightings Director of the Mutual UFO Network. We're going to do a presentation together about the legend of Valiant Thor.
Sorry, I didn't get the legend of.
Of Space Commander Valiant Thor.
Oh, Valiant Thor.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to have a workshop, and I'm going to present some original information and photographs never before seen about Howard and Connie Menger and Valiant Thor. And Bob also has some spectacular new information about about the legend of Valiant Thor. And we're going to help people connect the dots to the Venusian presence here on Earth.
Well, didn't Valiant Thor meet with U.S. President Eisenhower And wasn't Valiant Thor stationed at the U.S. Pentagon? I remember seeing a photograph in one of your presentations of Valiant Thor. Isn't that correct?
Yes, from 1957 to 1960, he was at the Pentagon and he was free to go. And he did travel around, especially taking notes and interviewing contactees and persons prominent in ufology. And he attended the meeting of the Morristown, New Jersey UFO Club that was meeting at the Highbridge Farm apple orchard of Howard Mettinger. So I have additional pictures that have never been seen before of the members of the Morristown group, and and also the photographs taken by August C. Roberts with his official comments posted on the back of each photograph and his official seal. And I know people will be astounded. There's photos of Howard and Connie in a process of transmogrification, turning into light beings in front of a group of 40 people, and just some amazing material, including a film of,
Oh, here is Anja.
wonderful,
Good. Yeah.
wonderful.
So continue.
Yes, and and then Bob will be sharing also a lot of information uh, from his own research, new and never before revealed information about the case of Valiant Thor.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome, Anja. We have to profoundly apologize because here in North America, we had a thing called daylight saving time, and there's a saying, spring forward and fall back. And so they sprang forward this past Sunday, and then we just realized that in Germany, it's only 1930.
Yeah.
And here it's 2030. And so that's the confusion. And so
Yeah.
our profound apologies.
I'm
And
glad
so
that
we
you
were
sent me an email.
recording
So
a section that Ray would be here, and because Ray has to leave at a particular time. When is it that you have to leave, Ray?
Oh, in 15 minutes.
In 15 minutes. So Ray could be here, and then if you can stay, then you could stay because you know so much more about the UFO Conference 2.0, and you could share the you could share the trailer, which is now ready. You could share the link to Ray's autobiography, which we've been talking about, and you could just bring all the wealth of information that you have. Would
sure.
you be able to do that?
Of course, Alfred. I'm happy to do that.
Well, thank you so much, and we apologize again. We had, we had no idea that the rest of the world didn't do daylight saving time.
Well, we do it too, but I think in 1 or 2 weeks.
I see. So how inconsiderate of the time authorities.
Absolutely.
Well, sorry. Ray will just continue because he has to leave in 15 minutes to pick up his
Sure.
wife. Uh,
Of course.
Ray, so we were just talking about Valiant Thor. Now, I've just been, as we discussed, I've just been, and I don't know if I can get this, reading your book, Lady Columba's Venus Revelations, and I came to the section of where she was reporting of the board of directors meeting of the Interplanetary Confederation that took place recently at the lunar base just on the far side of the moon, which Aura Raines, the Commander Aura Raines, co-chaired, at which they stated two things. Number one, that the radiation levels and on Earth and the nuclear war danger was very high. And number two, that on Earth, they're covering up the fact that the Earth is like a top, which has now started wobbling, and that the wobble is now at 23 degrees on the Earth axis, and it's very close to a catastrophic axis shift, which would have a flooding of coastal zones, and that they were concerned that we would have on Earth another, quote, Maldek event, because we have the same dual polarity of enmity on Earth between Russia and the United States, where you have so much confused enmities now that the war started 2 weeks ago between the United States and Iran, and now Russia has been giving Iran targeting information against the United States. And what they thought that the war was going to end either within a day and 2 weeks is now going to extend. So could you talk about Lady Columba's reports and what Aura Raines said? Laura Raines met with President Eisenhower and proposed that President Eisenhower start a Department of Peace, but he wasn't able to do that. And yesterday I was contacted by Gene Eisenhower, a descendant of President Eisenhower, who was concerned about that article that we published in News Inside Out. I sent a link to you and to Anja based on an update of Lady Columba's report, updated by all the recent events on Earth and the Iran war. Over to you, Dr. Ray.
Yes, during the 1950s, especially the mid to late 1950s, the Cold War was really heating up, so to speak, and the extraterrestrial presence on the Earth was augmented. Valiant Thor was on the Earth between 1957 and 1960 at the Pentagon. He was free to go wherever he wanted, and he did contact many people in the ufology community, and also in high positions in the government, as did Aura Raines. The proceedings of the encounters between extraterrestrial delegations and President Eisenhower did take place out at Edwards Air Force Base, now known as Edwards Air Force Base, out in the desert there. And this has been attested by many people, and the proceedings of it were provided in the round-robin newsletters of Meade Lane's Borderland Sciences Research Association. And I recently came across a validation of these meetings, another validation, in that I was made aware of, in the round-robin newsletters, that one of the people that was in attendance at the meeting between the Venusian delegation and the president, President Eisenhower, was the Archbishop of Los Angeles, Bishop McIntyre. And it turns out that not too long after this alleged meeting took place in I believe it was 1956, there was a program that was produced under the auspices of this Bishop McIntyre, called the Catholic Family Radio Hour, and it was about a landing at an Air Force base in the California desert, about a contingent of Venusians. And I said, wow, I mean, it was broadcast supposedly as just a novel, but it really was not. And it was validation to me anyway that that was for the real deal. That was the real event.
Amazing. I know that you have to leave shortly, Dr. Ray. So just tell us whenever it is that you have to leave. But I'm going to welcome Anja Schäfer, who is the organizer of this amazing UFO Conference 2.0 in Germany, which will be one of the largest disclosure conferences on the planet. And Anja, you have a trailer for the conference. Can you share that with us? Would that be possible?
Thank you, Alfred, for giving me the opportunity. Yes, I had an amazing professional trailer made, and before I say more, I think we allow the trailer to speak for itself. So I'm going to share it now.
If you believe we have crashed craft, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to.
That's something that you saw as far as the intelligence with your eyes?
Yes.
Have you seen the spacecraft?
I have to be careful to describe what I've seen.
I'm not aware of any remains that the department has.
Do you believe there's an active disinformation campaign within our government to deny existence of UAPs?
I think previously with like Project Blue Book, yes, but currently I don't speak for the United States government.
And there have been people who have been threatened and told not to testify?
What is that?
For weeks, people have reported seeing drone-like objects.
Look at this. Do you see that? Look at that. What is that?
What in the is that, dude?
People have both the right and the responsibility to know the truth about unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Oh my God.
You know, a lot of times we just don't know who to ask because we don't know where to go next.
As I came over this object for the pit, there was this overwhelming sense of emotion, like something connected with me.
People that are very smart and very solid have said they believe there is something out there, something out there, something out there, something out there.
After all the images, the many theories, decades of promised disclosure, a new era is unfolding.
Imagine what the future holds.
When people gather in physical space, something beyond the exchange of information arises.
A presence emerges, one felt in the human heart.
Step into a deeper exploration of disclosure, consciousness, and spirituality. Extraterrestrials, ultra-dimensional contact, artificial intelligence. Inner Earth, timelines, the plasma matrix, across 5 immersive days.
International voices, some appearing in Germany for the first time.
Research, experience, lived perspectives.
This is not just about lights in the sky. It is about the space between us, the field.
Coherence is not what you think, it's something felt within.
The future of humanity and Earth, where knowledge, experience, and human depth converge. And above all, love.
So
that is so dynamic and multi-dimensional. Now, I want to ask you, we had heard that the Venusian emigre and author Onek had been on German national television. Will this trailer go on German national television, do you think? Would it, or the news?
well, I hope so. It would be amazing. I cannot really tell.
Uh-huh. That would be great if you could get that trailer as onto the news or onto a show there.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
It's worth it. I mean, the trailer is absolutely outstanding. It's professional. It's saying everything about the event. We consider it the heartbeat. It really transports the essential message of what this event is about, that it's not only about outer phenomena or about sightings or so, but that it's also mostly about consciousness and above all love. This was the last sentence in the trailer. So it all moves us inwards from the outer world to the heart.
Now, I noticed that you have a segment there from the current U.S. president where he talks about the fact that there are very, very credible persons and who can testify. Will you be sending a copy of the trailer to the current U.S. president?
Well, that's a good idea. I think I have to find his address, but yes, basically.
It's very simple. Pennsylvania White House, Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. It's just look up whitehouse.gov and you'll get the email there.
Yeah.
I say that because in all seriousness, next weekend, Sunday, a week from today, Sunday, March 22nd, we were contacted 2 days ago by Gene Eisenhower, a descendant of President Eisenhower, who's very concerned by that article on News Inside Out that we published, that I sent you and Dr. Keller a link to on. And so we're having a session of our tribunal of conscience on Sunday, March 22nd, around that issue, around that article. And as background, the current U.S. president contacted us on the tribunal on June 6th and 7th, 2024, because we had, our tribunal had sued and were very effective to sue the perpetrators of the COVID and the COVID vaccine as a global conspiracy by the dark forces to eliminate humanity. We uncovered a conspiracy to bring down the population of the earth from 7 billion to 1 billion using COVID as a conspiracy, because COVID was a manufactured illness. And Donald Trump contacted me directly as the presiding judge on the tribunal. And we had a whole thing in the presence of his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump. and said that our tribunal was responsible for keeping him alive. This was while he was still campaigning for president. He hadn't yet been elected president. So what I'm thinking is that since we are involved in supporting the UFO Conference 2.0, and we're going to have a tribunal conference on the 22nd, you could send the trailer to the White House, and I'm sure that it would be of interest to him because he's interested in this subject matter.
Well, may I ask you, Alfred, since you seem to be a little closer, not only geographically, but also since you already had contact, could you do it to send it to the White House?
Sure, I could do it, and I'll do it along with that.
Yeah.
With that thing. Okay.
Well, that would be awesome. Yeah,
okay.
Because you seem to be, it was your idea, and I think it's a great idea, and you're already in connection somehow, and yeah. Well, that would be awesome if Donald Trump shared the UFO-Disclosure Conference Germany trailer. Then at least we would attract a lot of interest.
And he can see, because there was a meeting, as reported in Dr. Keller's books, of the Interplanetary Commission Board of Directors, that they're very concerned about the Earth. And the disclosure movement, the UFOs began to visit the Earth after the Trinity test in 1945 of nuclear weapons. That's why we have UFO visits, because we're testing nuclear weapons and because we set off nuclear weapons. That's why we have them. That's why they're here.
Yes.
Yeah, and so the disclosure movement should be aware of this as the number one cause and should be involved in the effort, number one, to end nuclear weapons and nuclear testing on the planet, and number two, to make the Earth aware of the fact that we're at 23 degrees in the wobbling of the Earth axis, and it's not called global warming. That's just to divert the attention. It's the axis shift. You see what I'm saying? They're covering that up. My first book that was published in 1973 by G.P. Putnam's, it went worldwide, was called The Age of Cataclysm. And it's the book that documents the Casey prediction about the age of cataclysm. And Aura Raines mentions the Edgar Casey prediction in the meeting at the lunar colony. Do you see what I'm saying? And that was my first book in 1973, was about the axis shift. And when I saw that they're talking about the axis shift, as Dr. Keller reports, and that we're at 23 degrees of wobbling, like a top that's, excuse me, that's going to go like this. That's what the disclosure movement should be talking about, ending the nuclear and the axis shift. And I give the link to my book, The Age of Cataclysm, which you can get online as an ebook. You can pay whatever you want. You can pay $1 for it or less, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what disclosure is about. That's what the ETs are concerned about, the safeguarding of the Earth.
Absolutely.
Over to you. I'm sorry, I'm preaching to the choir.
No, I'm fine. I'm happy to be your guest and to talking with you. And I know that you're up. I mean, I agree with you on Insofar as that I'm aware of these contacts since and the reasons behind it, because that's Omnek's story, and Omnek is my mentor. She's from Venus. She was brought to Earth in 1955, and exactly for that reason, to help bring information to the people and to make people aware that there are Venusians and that that the Earth needs protection, and that the consciousness, and Omnek's mission has always been, it was never political, that others are into politics and into exopolitics as you are, and it's everybody has their own individual and unique talents, qualities, and also tasks and missions. And Omnek's mission was mostly spiritual. It was mostly about reaching people's hearts and raising people's consciousness through spiritual teachings and her energy. But the information is exactly what you were just sharing. She was always talking about this, the contacts and Adamski, and that they landed and that they tried to make contact with the government and with Valiant Thor and all that, to bring awareness and to bring peace. And as we all know, the German, or not only the German, the governments were not really interested in just in bringing peace and in raising people's consciousness, because then their power they would lose their powers. We know all that. And now it's 70 years later, 80 years later almost, Omnek is now 77. She's coming to Germany this year for the last time. It's her last appearance. We are currently working on the publication of her final book.
Oh boy.
And we are really interested, and it's going on, the torch is handed over to the next. And now it has been handed over to me, and it's not just me, there are others. And we are bringing forth the consciousness, the awareness, and the love. And this is what the whole conference is about. It's about all levels of information.
Wow. Well, look, I want to give you the floor, and please excuse me for my rant. And I want to give you the floor to tell us all about UFO Disclosure Conference 2.0 coming in May. Over to you, Anja.
I thank you, Alfred. I think we already shared it, but I'm happily repeating it. It's an international conference. Most of the speakers are behind you at the moment. People can check out the website. We also offer live stream. The date is May 13th to May 17th. It's going to take place in the center of Germany, and the next airport is Frankfurt. So for those who want to attend an international UFO Disclosure Conference in Germany and to visit our country, of course, you're more than welcome. We still have room for participants. And what else shall I say? We have around 18 speakers. I think 6 are coming from America, and 1 is coming from Colombia, 1 from Sweden, and the others are coming from Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. Yeah. What else do we want to say?
Yeah, good. So tell me, how is the organizing of the conference coming? How are the ticket sales coming? How does the event shaping up? How does the energy feel? Tell me more.
Yeah,
so the people can hear.
We have we have a hall. I rented an event hall, and it has place for 900 participants altogether. And at the moment, we sold a third. So
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, we are on around 330 tickets at the moment.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, yeah, that's quite good. And we are 2 months before the event now. And the energy is building up. So all the speakers are helping to promote the event. All the speakers are preparing themselves with new presentations. And we are preparing with interviews. And yeah, everything is in the movement. I have a great team around me. They're supporting me with volunteers, with with everything that's necessary, with promotion, with organizing, with thinking. Yeah.
Well,
it's
hopefully
building up.
Yeah. So we're going to get this out there and get the word out here in North America, both in the United States and in Canada and in, other places that we can. Do you have people coming from South America?
I don't know yet. I think most of the people are at the moment coming from Europe, from the European countries. I mean, I must be honest, it's really it's taking place in Germany. So we are not that big that we are organizing simultaneous translation or giving headphones with multiple languages and all these things. So people kind of have to make use of AI technology and use their smartphones if they want to have translations. I mean, everything is possible, kind of. But most of the people, of course, are going to be from the German-speaking countries, or if they're coming from other countries, they will still be part of an amazing consciousness event. So it's really more a frequency or consciousness event rather than an event where you have to understand every single word. It's really more about connecting people. It's connecting on the heart level, and it's merging fields of energy, and it's raising consciousness. This is what this is about. So it doesn't matter, even if you're coming from China and don't understand English or German, you will still have an experience that you will never forget.
Wow. What are some of the stories that you can share with our audience that have come out of the past conferences that kind of stand out as far as attendee experiences? And, is there like a family that is forming and regular attendees that have become like a family now? And
yes, I would say so, Alfred. It's really, as you say, because these kind of physical events are connecting people, bringing people together to on a different level compared to just meeting online or just consuming YouTube videos, right? Because we are all informing ourselves on the internet with YouTube videos, and we may have Zoom meetings, but coming together physically is a different thing. And so people stay in contact, they find each other, they make new contacts, they finally find the courage to talk about their own experiences because they meet like-minded soul family friends. And where in the world can you find or meet these people better than at physical disclosure or UFO conferences? You meet people that you can feel like at home with. And I know that people are finding each other and they stay in touch. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that I would expect that maybe a lot of the attendees that have been coming are themselves contactees, maybe. I don't know.
Absolutely. I know that many people are experiencers themselves. They just have not made the step so far to maybe talk publicly. But this is all the next step. I mean, they come to the event, they meet other friends or other people, they exchange their stories, and maybe this is how it's all moving on. This is how it's all evolving. And maybe the next conference is going to be organized by somebody who now feels the call to be an organizer or to invite speakers.
Yeah. Have you thought about, this is just stimulating thoughts in my mind, but have you thought about reaching out and organizing maybe a network of alumni who have attended your conferences to get together and everything, or is that too strange a thing?
Well, everything is awesome. And I think the whole thing, and also me and my energy, we can really be an inspiration. But of course, my own capabilities are limited. So
Yeah.
I'm at the moment organizationally, I'm really at the point where I just can't say there is not much more room for organizing more, because I really need to hold the space and hold my own system in a peaceful manner and balance, you know. So yeah. But everybody who feels inspired, as you were now, you know, you felt it's inspired, like, oh, let's share this trailer with Donald Trump and with the White House. Please go on. Everybody who sees this,
I mean,
inspired, you know.
I mean, it just so happened that I was reading Lady Columba's book, and it fits entirely into what's happening, and it fits what's happening with the conference, and so it's because I think that what's happening with your conference fits into world affairs, but that's just the way that my mind works, you know.
Absolutely, it's great. Thank you so much for connecting and for for supporting this sharing, Alfred.
Well, now,
it's great.
Please share with our audiences how people can get hold of either tickets, or you said that they can download and watch on streaming. You want to share that for our audiences?
Of course. I mean, it's great if you could put again the links in the YouTube description, right?
Yes,
I mean,
will.
there is the simplest way is just to go on the website. It's en.ufocon2026.de. So it's a German page, but it has a subdomain. That's why it begins with en. Yes, so it's en dot ufocon2026.de. Let's link that below. And it's also linked in the YouTube, in the trailer that we just shared. So basically, people find all information on the website, where it is, how to get there, how to get the tickets, the different kinds of tickets, because we have tickets with full meals, and we have tickets without meals. We have 5 days tickets. And on Easter, I'm going to also publish day passes, so that people can also come only for 1 day or for 2 days. And we also offer live stream tickets. Yes. So we have a professional TV team that's live streaming all the program parts. The whole 5 days will be live streamed. And that's also amazing. And all the live streams come along with a replays, because nobody can sit and watch nonstop 5 days an event. You know, when you're there live in person, of course, you can attend every presentation, but not necessarily even then. So I think it's good that we will have the recordings, because whatever might emerge out of those recordings as well, because all the information that's going to be shared, it's valuable. I mean, maybe not forever, because time passes so fast and things are developing so fast. But for Germany, this is an event that's not going to happen so fast again. I don't even know if we are going to have a similar conference ever again, or if in 27, I don't know. This is unique now.
Well, you know what I'm thinking? I'm just using my own mind. You know, we have a platform called Omniversity instead of University. Omniversity, because we do omniverse studies. And it would be useful for educational institutions like ours to be able to have our students, like we have a certificate program, which is a PhD equivalent. And maybe you might want to make a film out of all of the videos that are made, and then make a film that's available, or some sort of ongoing, so that our students could come and do research. So maybe
if somebody volunteers to do that, Alfred, again, it's something that I just can't do on my own, you know?
Yeah.
And of course, having it made.
But you could say,
yeah,
would anybody like to volunteer to make a film of this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit a matter of rights then and contracts. So there are a few things involved that I really have no plan of. So I even would need with that, help with that.
You'll have to excuse me. I have 5 planets in Gemini, so I'm just a chatterbox, and so.
Yeah, I'm Gemini too. So I'm usually having more ideas and inspiration than I'm able to put into action.
Isn't that our lot?
Yeah. So it's always good, but since we are talkers, people and inspirational, sometimes just people see or hear something and they get an idea. And this is exactly what is moving and what is bringing forward also the energy, and it keeps the ball rolling. This is what is really necessary. And this is also how Omnek works, for example. I mean, my mentor, the Venusian Omnek, she's not doing anything. She's not doing anything physically. She's not organizing or writing anymore. She's usually living a very withdrawn, kind of almost isolated life. She's not connected with the internet, but she is pure inspiration. So if people really meet her and listen to her and connect with her, they will, this is what happened to me. You go home and you can hardly stop your mind because you are so inspired. You're so happy with this information that she's transporting that you really feel, oh my goodness, I want to put a lot of things into action and
we're all busy
creative.
Ascending.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Ascending. I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Are you in touch with like others around the world who are organizers of UFO conferences? I'm just curious.
Not really, no.
Oh, really? Oh, I would have thought that there's.
I was in contact with Robert Potter. Of course.
Oh, well,
I was because Rob was
the book that we did was it dedicated in memory. We dedicated it to Omnek and to Robert Potter.
Of course, Rob Potter was a good friend of us, and he invited Omnek, and I was the first one who accompanied Omnek to one of his conferences in 2015. I traveled to America and with Omnek to Rob Potter's conference. And then I think it was in 18, Omnek was there again with her daughter. And this is when she met Raymond for the first time. And in 23, I was there again. And then I was ready to also give my own talks. And Rob gave me the platform. Rob allowed me to give 2 presentations at his conference. And I also, before he died last year, I also had a few Zoom calls with him on organizational matters. So I had a good connection with him, and he gave me some ideas and I could ask him questions and so. But I remember very well that he was, now he's in the other world, and I know that now he's hopefully free from one burden, because I remember that he could not really understand why I was all of a sudden organizing UFO events in Germany. And he was in Germany in 22, but for my next conference in 24, I just decided to have a different speaker team, and I did not invite him. And he was so unhappy about that. And I was feeling so sorry, but I just had limited capacities and speaker slots, and I just was so excited to organize it the way I wanted to organize it. And being the organizer, you decide eventually what's going to happen. And so this was really, I was so sorry about that, and I remember that. But this was really my connection with Rob. I mean, from an organizational level. I hope his soul, bless his soul.
Oh, yes. So Well, tell us your hopes and visions for UFO Conference 2.0. What will come out of it?
Well, my biggest hope would be actually that everybody finds themselves.
Oh, beautiful.
That everybody finds not only answers on the mental level or receives information that gives them more and more and more information on just in the mind, but that there is an energy field being created that people feel more into their hearts and into themselves, and that when they go home, that they find clarity, on a deeper level than ever before, and also maybe the courage to make big decisions or make changes in their own lives, maybe in their relationships, in their jobs, in their life situations, that they find so much energy within themselves and in their hearts that brings them closer to their true core of what they really are, what we really are, which is soul, and which is our divine connection to the Creator. Because eventually this is more important than anything else, in my opinion, or in my point of view. And I feel guided to organize these events also to create this energy field so that as many people as possible open their hearts and find themselves. This is my biggest hope for this event.
Oh, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. You know, you are an organizer, but you are an educator. You are an educator, and I realize that. So as part of this also, I will send you copies of our transmission to President Trump, but I'm also going to send you copies of our Omniversity links, because I think that maybe you want to found an Omniversity in Germany for German speaking, because I think that you are an educator. Okay.
Thank you, Alfred.
Yeah, totally.
I appreciate that.
Now we've been on for about 40 minutes, which is a good time.
Absolutely.
Is there any message that you want to leave our audiences with? And I'll be sending you the links, and I'll be sending you everything.
Yeah. No, I think everything is said and done. I just would like to inspire people, if they feel interested to support, to come or to support the event, please check out the links, look at the trailer, share the trailer, and make this event as much known, and share the word, spread the word.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. And thank you for sharing so many levels of your being in this event with everyone. And I can see how everyone who goes to it gets such a multi-dimensional experience. And I urge everyone going to it to really be there, and as many who can join with you to participate.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, Alfred.
See you soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.